Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a close look at a timepiece that's really, pushing boundaries. It's the Ulysse Nardin Blast Freewheel Maillechort. Our vision, our goal for this deep dive is to really explore its unique design philosophy, maybe unpack the surprising materials it uses, and definitely get into the intricate mechanical heart that makes it tick. We've pulled together, well, all the details we could find, from its historical alloy all the way to its cutting-edge escapement, really just to give you a shortcut to being well-informed about this incredible watch.
Absolutely. And this particular timepiece, it's not coming out of nowhere, right? It's from a series that already has a pretty strong reputation, known for, well, unconventional mechanical design and some really striking aesthetic variations. The Ulysse Nardin Blast Freewheel series. It's been innovating visually and mechanically ever since it was first introduced, back in 2018?
Yeah, 2018 sounds right. So diving into this freewheel design, it feels like Ulysse Nardin's signature move here. Can you maybe explain what exactly that floating concept entails? What's it achieving visually?
From what we've seen, it seems like it's all about making key components like the barrel, the gear train, the regulating organ, placing them visibly right there above the dial. Creates this incredible illusion that they're just, floating. And like you said, it's not a brand new concept for them. It's really evolved over time. They started with the executive tourbillon skeleton freewheel in 2018. Then came some pretty spectacular limited editions with those exotic dials in 2019. And then more recently, the Blast Freewheel Marquetry in 2023. It's been quite a journey for the series, hasn't it?
It absolutely has. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this whole floating or exposed architecture idea, it isn't just a visual trick, not at all. It's actually profoundly significant in high horology because it's such a bold departure from, traditional watchmaking. Traditionally, those components are almost always hidden away beneath the dial or under bridges. By exposing them, Ulysse Nardin is, essentially turning the mechanics themselves into the primary aesthetic. It's a statement celebrating the engineering as the true work of art. But it also kind of begs the question, doesn't it? Is this naked watch trend just a visual gimmick, or does it maybe signal a deeper shift in how we value mechanical objects?
That's fascinating. You wonder, is there maybe a subtle critique of traditional hidden movements happening here? Or is it purely about showcasing complexity? And how do they ensure it doesn't just become, visually overwhelming?
Yeah, good point. It's definitely more than just a gimmick, I think. There's a distinct psychological draw, isn't there? Seeing the gears turn, seeing the escapement breathe. It almost humanizes the machine somehow by making its inner life visible. Ulysse Nardin seems to strike that balance by isolating these components, kind of giving each its own space to float without cluttering the view. It's almost like a sculpture where the form is dictated by the function itself.
Okay. Now, what really caught my eye with this new edition is the material. Maillechort, that's not a name you hear every day in luxury watches, is it? What makes it so special for this piece? We learned that both the dial and the case backplate are crafted from this unique material.
Maillechort, yes. What's truly fascinating here is the material itself. It's a traditional copper zinc nickel alloy. Not something new. It was actually invented way back in the early 19th century by two French engineers, Mallet and Chaurier, hence the name, Maillechort. It's highly valued for its sort of warm tone and this really delicate texture it develops. And that definitely brings an incredible added layer of visual excitement to this limited run. You'll even see its other name.
Oh, yeah?
German silver, etched right there on the case back. Beyond just its beauty, choosing Maillechort feels like a quiet rebellion almost. In an era obsessed with new synthetic materials, using a 19th century alloy for such a cutting-edge design, it sends a powerful message, I think, about enduring value, maybe? The humility of craftsmanship. It kind of grounds the futuristic and tangible history.
That's a great way to put it, grounding the futuristic in history. Okay, let's turn our attention to the exterior then. The case itself. It's a robust 45 millimeters of white gold. And it features these really sharply defined facets with a mix of satin and polished finishes. The precision laser techniques that must use to achieve those finishes, they must be incredibly exact. And it's not just about the angles, right? It's also about the view. They call it the multi-angled blast architecture, and it seamlessly integrates this single-block sapphire glass box crystal. That design choice really allows for those unobstructed views of the exposed mechanics, which is, the whole point of the freewheel concept, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the transparency doesn't stop there either. You flip it over and there's an open sapphire caseback. It further reveals that Maillechort plate that anchors everything on the dial side, which raises an important question, I think. How does this really extensive use of transparency, combined with the specific, faceted case design, how does that contribute to the overall visual impact? For me, it truly embodies the deep dive philosophy of the watch itself. You're not just looking at it.
Right.
You're invited, almost compelled, to peer into its innermost workings, to understand its depth, rather than just seeing a flat surface. It's like a visual invitation to explore.
Okay, but while that laser finishing sounds incredibly precise, does it differ dramatically in, say, feel or how it might patina compared to more traditional hand finishing? Is there maybe a purist argument against using lasers in high-end horology?
That's a good question, actually. Laser finishing offers, well, an unparalleled level of geometric precision and repeatable consistency, especially for complex facets like the ones on the blast case. Traditional hand finishing, while beautiful, definitely has a slightly softer, maybe more organic feel, something that comes from the human touch. So, yeah, some purists might argue for the romanticism of hand finishing. But the truth is, for a modern, really architectural design like the blast, that crispness, the sharpness achieved by the laser, it feels kind of essential to its intended aesthetic, you know? It's really a choice of precision over traditional warmth, maybe, which reflects the watch's modern character.
Interesting. Okay, so what does all this visual drama and material choice mean for the engineering inside? At the heart of this timepiece is the UN 176 caliber. And it absolutely continues that freewheel's visual engineering theme. It's all out there, isn't it? Almost like a miniature engine on display.
Yeah, you can clearly see the double barrel system positioned up at 12 o'clock, which, remarkably, generates a 7-day power reserve.
Wow, a full week. Impressive.
A full week. Then over at 2 o'clock, there's a beautifully decorated winding wheel. You can see it turning. And the display at 4 o'clock is pretty distinctive, too. It's a power reserve indicator featuring a static pointer and this rotating disc that gives a clear reading of its energy status. It's all about making the internal dynamics part of the external art, it seems.
Exactly. And then down at 6 o'clock, you find the star, really, the Ulysse anchor constant escapement flying tourbillon, which is truly a marvel of microengineering. Think of it this way. In most watches, the power delivery isn't perfectly consistent as the mainspring unwinds.
Right, it drops off. Exactly. But a constant escapement like this, it's kind of the holy grail because it ensures the watch beats with exactly the same energy every single second, whether it's fully wound or almost out of juice. And this one is particularly innovative because it uses these ultra-thin silicon blade springs. Very high-tech stuff. Its design is free of traditional anchor pivots and jewels, which significantly reduces energy loss and friction, and that translates directly into phenomenal accuracy and stability. It makes it incredibly precise and efficient.
Wow. Okay. Plus, there are other visible mechanisms too, right?
Yeah.
That further reinforce the watch's open kinetic architecture. Things like the reduction gear, the intermediate wheel, the power reserve differentials, like a whole mechanical landscape right there on your wrist. And this specific Maillechort version, it definitely offers a slightly different visual signature compared to some of the earlier freewheel variants. Like remember the 2019 executive freewheel Osmium that had a distinctive blue sparkle? This is different. Warmer, maybe? Each iteration really seems to carve out its own identity. And to complete the package, the watch is offered on a blue velvet effect rubber strap. Interesting texture choice. And that's closed by a white gold folding clasp. It's clearly designed to complement the unique look and feel of the watch itself.
Mm-hmm. And for good reason, because this is an incredibly exclusive piece. We should mention that. It's limited to just 50 pieces globally.
Only 50.
Only 50, which makes it exceptionally rare. And when we consider its price point, CHF 120,000 or EUR 128,100, it clearly places it firmly in the context of high-end limited edition horology, a true collector's item where that material choice and the engineering innovation really command a premium.
So to wrap up, we've really explored how the historic Maillechort, that beautiful, almost antique traditional alloy, is married with Ulysse Nardin's signature floating mechanics and that cutting-edge silicon technology in the escapement. It's a truly remarkable blend, isn't it? Past and future in a single object.
It really is. And maybe this raises an important question for you, the listener, to think about. Consider how the marriage of a traditional 19th century alloy with such, well, futuristic horological innovation. How does that challenge our ideas? Our ideas of what makes a luxury object truly new or maybe valuable in the 21st century? Is it all about heritage? Is it purely cutting-edge tech? Or is it maybe the bold combination of both? Something to ponder.